We talk about beefs a lot on TYT Sports, but no one beef is bigger than the roastiest of beefs currently happening between...
This is a filet mignon with... What's that sauce that you put on the top that it's the best?
What is it, No, that's bolognese. I'm thinking that's not bolognese.
There's some great sauce that it's like the steak sauce, the A1.
A1?
A1 steak sauce.
You don't ruin filet mignon with A1.
Okay, well this is a cheap filet mignon, but it's extra beefy from Ralph's.
It's extra beefy from Ralph's. Sir Charles Barkley and King LeBron James, ironically, both have...
Can't just throw sirs and kings around, man. They're not.
Well, that's the thing. That's what they go by.
He goes by sir. Well, if he goes to England or the UK, I bet he's not.
No, obviously not. But like Ernie Johnson, sometimes we'll call him Sir Charles Barkley as a joke. Shaq kind of makes fun of him too. And those of you who don't know what happened, a couple days ago on Inside the NBA, Charles Barkley had this to say of LeBron James.
LeBron James' comments were blank.
Inappropriate, whiny, all the above. The Cleveland Cavaliers, they have given him everything he wanted. They have the highest payroll in NBA history. He wanted J.R. Smith last summer. They paid him. He wanted Shumpert last summer. They bought in Kyle Korver. He's the best player in the world. Does he want all the good players? He don't want to compete?
Does he want all the good players who don't want to compete? And then, so we have to get into what LeBron said, Francis, that I'm throwing right to you to hear your thoughts and your opinions. 3 quotes from LeBron. We'll go right through them, try to get them through as quickly as possible. I couldn't find video of this, even though we know it was told to ESPN, so I had to grab the quotes. I'm not going to let him disrespect my legacy like that, James told ESPN. I'm not the one who threw somebody through a window. I never spit on a kid. I never had unpaid debt in Las Vegas. I never said I'm not a role model. I never showed up All-Star Weekend on Sunday because I was in Vegas all weekend partying. All I've done for my entire career is represent the NBA the right way. 14 years, never got in trouble, respected the game, print that. Continues to say, I collect 1 paycheck from this. James said it was a role with the Cavs. There's the owner, David Griffin, the GM. I'm the player. Screw Charles Barkley. I'm tired of biting my tongue. There is a new sheriff in town. Francis Maxwell. Is there a right side to these? Is LeBron right? Is Charles right? Are they both wrong? What do you think about this?
So Charles Barkley, in a sense, is right with what I believe is his point, which we both reiterated, that, yeah, LeBron, he has stepped out of line a few times, and I think that his comments about them needing a new, players to come in some ways were just because of the trades they made, and he didn't believe they brought in enough backup, so we understand it, but the way he worded it wasn't the best way. It was almost demeaning to some of his fellow players. Now, we need this, because we don't have it. And Charles Barkley, in the same sense, made a valid point in terms of, you can't try to control everything, but he didn't say it in the right way. He said it as a way to be demeaning towards LeBron James, which LeBron James, he is an expert at deflecting this hate and this negativity, especially Charles Barkley has said some things in the past about him. And Charles Barkley, I think there might be some underlying problems there because he doesn't want to put him in his top 5. And, everyone wants to be in Charles Barkley's top 5, but Charles Barkley's stubborn and he says things that he knows is going to get a reaction, and I think LeBron James has just had enough of it. Yeah, we all look to Charles Barkley as a means to provide some great points, but also because this is what he likes to do. In a more bold and less complicated way, he says things that the Stephen A. Smiths would say in order to get that reaction, to get people talking. And in this example, he's insulting LeBron James. And LeBron James is insulting him back, saying basically that, no, he's bringing up his past records. No, I didn't do this, this, and this. And it makes a valid point. LeBron James, he might not think he's a role model, but he is. He's one of the best role models of how you want to be as an athlete, how you take care of your body, how you're professional, how you... when's the last time LeBron James ever get into any off-the-court scandals?
So he hasn't, but I agree and disagree with some of those points. I think the media drastically affects LeBron. I think he's good at masking some of it, but let's not forget this is the same guy. And look, I'm everyone knows I'm a big LeBron James supporter, but I do my best to try to call it as it is. This is the same guy who not long ago said, I'm the best basketball player on the planet. Right around the same time the media was saying that maybe he's not the best basketball player on the planet. So if it didn't affect him at all, he wouldn't be saying those things. He'd take more of the Tim Duncan, Kawhi Leonard route, which is, I'm not going to talk ever.
I'll let my game do the talking.
I'm going to let my game do the talking. And LeBron's game does do the talking. What I find amazing about this is the first time in 10 years the first time in 10 years a LeBron James team had a losing record over the course of one calendar month. 10 years. So just more fun stats to prove how great LeBron is. This is the first time I've actually seen a LeBron James team legitimately struggle. And not in the, we need to figure it out, and not in the, we're still trying to find out what's working, what's not working. In the, we just put a new team together with Wade or Bosh, or we have Kyrie who's young and he's fitting in, Kevin Love. It's the first time I've seen a LeBron James team in a long time struggle, lose to the Kings, lose to teams that they should be beating down easily. Is it sound the alarms? No. Is it go sign a playmaker? I still don't know what LeBron means by that. Because Lance Stevenson's now getting rumored. Lance Stevenson is not a playmaker.
Not at all.
Denver Nuggets backup point guards are not playmakers. These aren't guys that would fit that mold.
But Lance Stevenson would be able to blow on LeBron's ear as a teammate, though, this time. LeBron, let me give you some good luck.
That's funny. Maybe like blow it from the foul line, or I'm sorry, from the stripe. I think what LeBron was also doing was bringing up, is it necessarily right to bring up Charles Barkley's past? No, but it obviously irked him. Like, he really ripped into Charles Barkley, and I think both of them are in the wrong here.
Yeah, I think that LeBron definitely could have handled it better than his words. That's
Both
what I
are
said.
wrong.
They're both wrong and they're both right. That's the thing. It's funny here because they both make points that if I was to respond to someone who was criticizing me, my inner self would be like, just rip this guy a new one.
Are you about to
Just
do
tell,
a meme?
Just
Are
tell
you
him.
memeing yourself?
Yeah, I'm looking
Outer
in the mirror,
Francis.
how outer Francis and how inner Francis. But what all athletes have to do more often than not, and some of them, as you mentioned, slip up, is they all often have to put on the outer perspective, right? The perspective that protects the team, protects the players. And LeBron James doesn't do that, specifically with his team. Like in that last comment, that didn't protect his team. It showed inner complexities that other teams are going to see as weakness. Like on a team point of view, like, well, he doesn't think his team's good enough. We're going to use that. We're going to use that to our
by the way,
advantage.
is pretty. I still think it's pretty messed up to guys like Kyrie,
Yeah,
J.R.
I
Smith,
agree.
Amon Shumpert when he's playing,
But-
Kevin Love. That's a. I don't know what LeBron means. Sign me.
No, but
I could be a playmaker. I'm 25. I could
basically
be
what
Dellavedova.
I think LeBron James is fighting this constant battle to maintain himself at the
prove?
top and want to say, no, we need to keep doing what other teams are doing in order to be right there. Because as we stated as well, there is some validity when you trade a veteran backup who helped them many a times through the playoffs, and then you rely on youth and you rely on rookies and you get injuries and you put money into the Birdman, who we know we like, but he's injured. So I'm saying, like, there is some validity there, but it has to be worded in a way that we could do with an extra hand at times. And that's still somewhat insulting, but no one wins championships making friends, unfortunately. And he's not made
That's
a
a
lot
good
of
point.
friends
That's a good point.
in the Cavs. Let's say they're still valid in the back office, but he has, in the front office, sorry, the back office.
In the back. In
In the back office, you
in
don't
the
like him.
back room.
But he's done things like he obviously, he's vocalized his opinions to get people there. He was able to get Tristan Thompson
It
there.
does work.
Yeah.
I mean, it does. They signed JR in the offseason.
He got a championship. Like, anyone in
work.
Cleveland can't really be upset, even though, I mean, Kyrie in a way, but yeah.
I wanted to end on this because something that does frustrate me when I was watching SportsCenter last night, because I watched SportsCenter. Like, there's a couple people who were
Wow. I've not
tweeting at me
watched that
saying,
in
like,
ages.
they were just asking, they were like, do you watch ESPN? Do you watch Fox? Of course I do. I don't have any vendetta against them. There's a reason why they're the ESPN's like the #1 site. I think there's some things they do wrong, but, you know, try to fairly criticize, just like we get fairly criticized. What I don't like seeing, though, is that it seems like now LeBron and Charles Barkley have a beef. So every host out there has to go either, man, fuck LeBron. He's such a whiny piece of shit. Or the other side of it is, because that's essentially what they're doing. With very figurative language, they're pretty much saying that. They're just kidding. Or the other side of it is, man, Charles Barkley hasn't said something productive in 7 years on Inside the NBA and TNT, and he's just an old, arrogant, stubborn piece of crap. Like, it annoys me because both of them have their points in the situation, and both of them do, like, they both, I'm going to use the word I've been using all week, they both filibuster each other and just create argument for no effing reason.
Filibusters. They're all filibusters.
So I don't know, if you want, like, super hot takes, you ain't getting them today.
Yeah, you're just going to get some really
Medium.
rational conversations that make sense.
We're just going to give you some asparagus and a side of mashed potatoes with
And
the
then your
beef.
pee will smell like asparagus. That's the second time we've talked about
Twice,
that.
back-to-back days. What's today?
Back-to-back
Is it
days.
Tuesday?
It's Tuesday.
Tuesday. Russell Westbrook plays the Spurs tonight, so that'll be fun.
Wow. Team Westbrook?
Westbrook versus the Spurs. It's going to be fun. Comment below, like, favorite, and subscribe. Let us know what playmaker LeBron James is looking for. Nate Robinson, maybe it is. At Francis M. Maxwell on Instagram, at Jason91 on Instagram. I don't use my Instagram, so just go to Twitter.